Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another welcome to another live stream. Today we're going to talk about exactly how many channels we have, and we're going to talk about some of the things that we're about to accomplish and the things that we're about to do next. Um, but first off, let me make sure my sound is coming in correctly. This is a kind of random, but let me make sure the sound's coming in correctly. And we're going to talk about. Okay. Um, so we're going to get right into it. Okay, so first off, let's start with the people that This is going to .org. The .org is going to be a little bit different than. Sorry. The people that make this all possible, and so let's go ahead and start with that, and then we're gonna get right into it. Um, I understand that this type of service and this type of streaming and this type of way of watching television is new for a lot of people. I myself, I don't really watch TV. Um, I usually watch movies. I'm into movies. I'm into documentaries and things like that. So, but before we get into that, let's go ahead and let's give a word out to our sponsors and the people that make this possible. First thing first, testing. Are we are we frozen or are we live? Okay, there we go. First thing first, let's give a shout out to the members of the 5000 Elite. The members of the 5000 Elite is definitely contributors to Universal Media Network, and Universal Media Network would not be exactly the way it is if it wasn't for members of the 5000 Elite. Whether you're an active member, whether you're a once upon a time active member, or whatever it is that you call yourself, or whatever type of member you label yourself, you are greatly appreciated, and we're about to take this thing to a next level. If you would like to be a member of the 5000 League, just go to 5000league.com, sign up, and you will be able to, get more inside information of, some of the things that we're doing. We offer a lot of things. Now, then also Data Dogs Communication. Everybody know Data Dogs Communication, cell phone repair, computer repair, hardware, software, all the goodies and things like that is provided to us from Data Dogs Communication. And this is, this has a lot to do of how Universal Media is ran, and some of the resources. There's also some other second and third party sponsors, like Next Level Wireless and people like that. So they're all out there too. I just don't like to break that down every time, so I just like to get the major, kind of like the major ones out. And so my software is working a little funny, so let me go ahead and do a double check to make sure that the sound and everything is working great, because I'm getting some hardcore lag and some disturbance. So let me go ahead and do a self check to make sure things is actually working okay. So I just like to get the major, kind of like the major ones out. Okay, wow, that looks actually pretty good. Okay, so that looks it's actually going pretty good, but I can't tell. So next sponsor, let's go ahead, is Global Girls Inc. Shout out to all the members of the Global Girls Inc. It's a whole lot of y'all. Lacey Yang, Trudy, Araya, Icy, Carolyn, Chris. I mean, it's a lot of y'all. And so I would like to, be thankful for y'all. And these are, they have a lot to do with Universal Media Network as well. And these girls these girls work. And we definitely appreciate you. Even if you don't feel it, we definitely appreciate you. And so we're going to start getting into more advanced stuff as well. I'm going to stop, talking as if I'm talking to, 2 or 3-year-olds, because we have, quite a few videos. And if you don't understand something, then you should probably go and check out some of the later videos, or you should also ask some questions. Now let's go up with the next round. The next people. Okay, so with that being said, okay, let's go ahead. Where we at? Where we at? See, I'm seeing freeze and froze. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but the stream is really ugly on my side. Let's give a shout out to Data Dogs India. Data Dogs Envy, that's Rubber, that's Ravi, and Lavam, and them guys. Shout out to you guys, for doing your work, and and also being in school as well. It's kind of a thing. And so we definitely appreciate you guys, all the work that you guys do, and what you guys bring to the table. You guys bring a lot to the table, even if we even if we don't use you guys that much. You guys still bring a lot to the table, and you guys could start representing. Data Dogs India is on the map, is out here. Also, people at IPTV Smarts. IPTV Smarts is a third stream, is a third party iPhone platform provider of IP television, and they've been in a Play Store. They've been in a Apple Store for a very long time, and they are one of the leaders in developing the software and getting their platform in places where a lot of us just ain't caught up yet. I mean, let's keep it real. But unfortunately, they don't have as much content as we have, and they're not as flexible as we are. But we have to give it up to them, because they're the ones who allow us to get the iPhone customers. And now let's go ahead and move on to the big boys on campus. Okay. Now, this is for the guys over at Kodi. Now, Kodi is some dangerous boys over there, over at the Kodi platform over there. Hold on one second. Let me get this straight now. Oh yeah, them some big bad boys over there at the Kodi platform. Them like the Jedi masters of this stuff. So these are the masters of this stuff right here. This is where this is what everybody will love to be, and these are the big boys in our industry right here. The people at the Kodi platform. Kodi been around for a very long time, and the concept of Kodi, it's not the Kodi software that's amazing. It's the concept of Kodi is what's a danger and what's a threat to a lot of people. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's just get right into it. Okay. So we're going to get into how many channels do we actually have. Now, Universal Media Network, we have a whole lot of channels, but a lot of people don't understand, and they don't really see the value, and they don't really get what's going on here. Because most people are looking at a right now dollar type of figure, and they're not looking at the actual building and how much work this type of stuff going in takes, and how much work. And so what we have did is we have sliced the regions up into Universal Media Asia, Universal Media Africa, Universal Media Espanol and Portuguese, and Universal Media Europe, and things like that. And so and people don't understand that the power and the control and the actual responsibility that it takes to run a network. And this is responsibility is, I think, why a lot of people are running. They're running from responsibility, and I think that's why. And so we have so many channels, and I'm going to break this down to you. And also those of you, there is a triple X commercial one in front of the kids. The kids are not actually watching that. It's just a photo. So the kids not actually watching that, and it's just supposed to represent, the European version and things like that. So please don't be alarmed that the kids are watching that commercial. It is not meant to be, you know, uh, degrading or anything. So I apologize if that disturbs you. Um, anyway, and so a lot of people don't understand what it takes to run it. Now, it's not that we're doing something new, or we're doing something, or we invented something. There is some inventing over here and some innovative over here, but the inventing stuff is going to come later. Right now, we're being innovators. Taking something, and we're making it better. And so we are one of the big dogs in the IPTV world out here, and I'm going to show you why. And I'm inside our app, and so I made it that way on purpose because it's none of their business. But what you need to do, if you are a watcher of this channel and you are quote unquote a supporter or a looker or whatever you call, it probably should serve you best to go and check what we have to offer out. And then you can understand what we're saying, so it won't be so as blurry and so YouTubey type, just people just talking and talking and talking. It will be an actual reality to you. And so now let's go ahead and let's go inside the app. Let's go. So once you log in, you're going to be faced with something like this. As you can see, this is the overall platform. Now you can see we have ads in there as well, so we also have that. But when you go to the settings, you will see some of the settings, and you will also see language. You can also change the language, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to see here is I'm going to change the language to Chinese, just to show you how you can actually change to different language because it's universal. So let's go ahead and do that. As you can see, the platform is now in Chinese. So I'm gonna go here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click around, and just click on a couple things just to show you a little bit how we operate, and then from there. Okay, and so what we're going to do now, we're going to go up in here. Now, as you can see up in here, you can see my actual account. You can see when the account is active, and you can see how many live channels that we have. Now, this is my account, so my account is a little vast than everybody else's. See, in my account there are 16,000 channels, and so you can see the streaming type that we use, and you can see all that type of stuff. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and take it back to and then I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna show that again a little bit later, but as you can see, you know, my channels, my account, and what I use is a lot more greater than the actual customers. The customers, let me go back there one more time. Let me go back there. Now the customers actually get about 2,000 channels less than what I get. So every time you go into your UMN TV and you check how many channels you got, or when you hear us represent how many channels we got, I on my account, and for some of us on the developer side, we have a total of 2,000 more channels than advertised, or 2,000 more channels than the customers, because we have to test the channels out, we have to fill them out, we have to do things like that. And so as you can see, mine say 16,000, but if you are a UMN TV customer, yours probably say 14,000, a little, close to 15,000. So we always going to have so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop it. Testing. Okay, it looks like my mic shut off. Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. But as you can see, the live channels and some of the services that we're using. Now, with that being said, this is a little bit about how this works. We have, on our end, we always going to have about 2,000 more channels than the actual user, because a lot of the channels has to be tested and things like that before we can give them to the customers. Now, some of the channels are restream channels because due to the network. And I'm gonna give you an example what I mean by restream. Now, and it's just, and for example, if you're watching a popular football game and everybody's watching it, and you might notice that you might be the one getting a little lag or something like that. So what you can do, we have other ways to watch the football games. Everybody don't have to pull in into one single channel. For example, if you're watching, the Chicago Bears play the Green Bay Packers, and you're in Chicago, and let's just say you're watching Channel 7 or something like that, and you know you're watching like Channel 7, and you notice you're getting lag. Now, what you can do, you can, in Universal Media, you can go to the local Green Bay channel, and you can go and watch on the Green Bay channel. If you don't want to do that, then you can go to the, let's just say, the Packers channel, their personal channel, and you can go and watch what they're watching and how they're seeing it. So some of them are restreamed. And those are for the major popular channels and things like that, mainly the sports channels. But some of the regular channels, they're not restreamed. They just have different people in different categories. Like, you have CNN in just about every country out there. You have, Al Jazeera news in like every country out there. So that's not a restream. They actually have that many channels. And so every other day we will release, channels, and every other day we will, upload more channels. And as you can see, the movies was 56,000 movies. And that because, and that's always growing. So we are constantly growing every day. We're constantly growing. And so most people will never value what we're bringing to the table, because they're more concerned, about, they're more concerned about the politics. Oh, is it Jewish ran media? Is it, somebody, they're more worried about things like that. And that's just mainly for the American people. But most people that's not American people, they don't care. They just like, hey man, if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. That's no big deal. And so, but this is the thing that I wanted to talk about, is because some of the stuff that we're going to do next. Now, one of the things we're going to do next eventually is we're trying to put our own personal content in there. So right here, we're just collecting everybody else's content. And so the goal is to have our own content and be able to merge our content with the rest of the world's content. So therefore, you might have MTV, you might have HBO, and then you might have like, some random guy up the street, who just got him a channel, and they will all be merged together and things like that. And this is something very difficult for people to understand, and it's also very difficult to explain. And after explaining and doing this stuff for a total of about 3 years, I just chuck it up, and I just say, you know what, people are lazy as hell, and they just don't want to do the work. They want to watch you do it, and they want to, that's just what I tell myself, whether it is that or not, whatever. But anyway, this is how this worked. Now, I had approached, some YouTubers, some major YouTubers, small YouTubers, guys coming up, and even people that didn't even have a channel. And I gave these people gave these people channels, gave these people live streams, and this just like, actually like, I put my back in some of these little live streams, and also having fun, and to try to get people ready for Universal Media. And so once I started getting closer and closer to Universal Media, I started telling people and inviting people, hey, get your stuff up. Let's get ready. We're going to live stream for 10 days. We're going to live stream for 30 days. And I started telling people. And then once I started getting closer, what I started doing is I started teaching people. So because I can no longer, you know, be there in the back end of your little live stream, because I got to go and do something bigger. And so I started teaching people. And at some point, once I started teaching people, people start looking like, man, I can do this by myself. We don't need you, and things like that. So it's a lot of weirdo stuff. And even when I approach YouTubers, I say, hey, man, you got a YouTube channel. Why don't you come over to Universal Media? And and I don't know what's wrong with these people's mind, but the first thing they say is, no, man, I can't leave YouTube. And I don't know if people don't understand English or not, but I never mentioned anything about leaving anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And so most of these people think, I don't know what it is with the YouTubers. Maybe they just think that anybody they talk to is like, out to get them or something, or confuse them. I don't know. But if I wanted you to leave YouTube, I would probably ask you, hey man, leave YouTube. But it is not about leaving YouTube. Keep YouTube. Like, don't nobody want in on this little YouTube stuff. Y'all can have that. So it's not about leaving YouTube. So no one, and this is what YouTubers think when I explain to them, hey man, come over to Universal Media, we can get paid more, and they like, no man, I can't leave YouTube. It's like, no, you keep your YouTube. Okay, this is what you do. You keep your YouTube, and the only thing you do different, some people, is that you're just downloading your live streams. If you're a YouTube live streamer, all you do is, when your live stream is done, all you do is download your live stream, put it in a database, a Google Drive or a hard drive or something, and just give us access to the hard drive. That's it. Those of you who upload videos on YouTube, we already know you have a database already, because you're uploading your photos. So you have a database, and all you're doing is giving us access to the database. Now that's you would think that's something simple. Now, but this is what this come with, is that you now with your own personal available database of your content, you go simply from a YouTuber to a executive producer. You're now an executive producer of your content. And so now you have the right and go and get your own commercials now. So you don't have to get paid pennies off of YouTube and let YouTube give you what they want to give you, because when YouTube cut y'all off, it's gonna be very bad for y'all when YouTube say, well, we're no longer giving money out. It's gonna be bad for a lot of y'all. Or if they say, well, we're taking more money now, it's gonna be bad for a lot of y'all. But and that's just a what if scenario, but it's also something that is actually realistic as well. And so what this does is it turns you into, instead of a YouTuber, it turns you into an executive producer, who also have their own program. Now, when you are executive producer of your own program, the first thing you want to do is you want to go out and get your own advertising. The main thing you want to do in your advertising, you want to advertise things that go with your content, so that way it doesn't seem like a commercial. For example, when you look at the Super Bowl commercials are part of the Super Bowl. Like so it's not even like a real commercial. People go to the Super Bowl, watch the Super Bowl sometimes just to see the commercials. Sometimes when you're watching like a car show, some of these cool car commercials come on and they advertising, super fast cars and hot little chicks and all types of things like that. And it's all part of the programming. So the whole point of you having your own database and giving access to your database is you can get up to 75% of your own revenue. So you don't have to get no little 2-3%. You get 75%. Plus you get your own donations, 100% of your own donations. And by us working with the Global Girls, we can also give you the best merchandise that you can get. You can get your own toothbrushes. You can get your own combs, picks. You can get your own dials if you want to dial that talks, if you want a little robot that moves, if you want your own drone, if you want your own set of glasses, if you want your own any type of little product or gadget that you can think of, the Global Girls and Data Dogs Communication, we can make that for you instead of everybody on YouTube selling the same t-shirts and selling the same coffee cups. Like, this is so robotic and manufactured, and don't nobody even understand this. And so, but I failed to realize that all the stuff that I'm talking about, this is my problem on my end. What I need to understand is that this stuff takes hard work. Okay? This stuff takes hard work. Collecting your own database, giving access to your own database, trying to be innovative and going out and networking and communicating with rappers and people with different content that want to promote you and want to advertise, on your, You and Me and TV channel, and being an executive producer. It is hard work. And this is what I failed to realize. And most of these YouTubers don't want to work hard. They don't. They're happy with their little, their little views and their little YouTube chat and donations and stuff. And that stuff doesn't last forever. You're not, I guarantee you, when you're 60, you're not going to be a thriving YouTuber. I can guarantee you, when most of you people turn 50, you're not going to be a thriving YouTuber. Now, is I'm saying that 100%, and I'm not saying that that's not possible, but who want to be, who in their right mind want to be a 50, 60-year-old YouTuber? Now, if you are, that's cool, but don't act like you were in school fantasizing about being a YouTuber. YouTuber something is because a lot of us, we have bad investments, and a lot of us have a past, a past and things like that, and we fell into it. Unfortunately for me, I went to school for radio TV production. My first course was CAMP, was CAMP, Computer Art Media Printout. This is the stuff I went to school for. So I am in where I belong. I am in what I set out as a teenager to be. So I'm here, and even though I'm 40 years old, I'm not that much of a weirdo, because I'm still doing what what I set myself out to be as a young teenager. And so, and this is, a lot of this stuff is hard work, and I understand hardworking people. People that don't want to work hard don't want to work hard, and there's nothing you can do. And because it's easy work to me, and because I'm passionate about it, and because it's so simple, I assume that it's easy to everyone else. I assume that it is simple to everyone else, and it might come off as arrogance, but I know how to be arrogant. When I'm arrogant, trust me, you would know. But I don't mean to be arrogant in that sense. I just understand hard work. And as you can see a lot of the a lot of the Global Girls. You can see a lot of them, a lot of their commercials. We have Universal Media Asia, Universal Media Africa, Universal Media Espanol Portuguese, Universal Media Europe, and you can see a lot of the girls. Each one of these girls, I'm gonna clunk them in one platform. They're gonna have their own platform where it's just them. And then what we're going to do is we're going to break them and separate them from their region. But as of now, we're working on their database and getting their content together, and all their content is going to be on one channel. And so they're going to go from YouTubers or Instagram girls or whatever you want to call it. They're going to go from social media to their own executive producer. And like I say, a job of executive producer, it is not just to sit around and edit videos. A job of executive producer is to go out there and get advertising, and go out there to make sure the advertising fit, to go out there and speak the language, go out there and be innovative, come up with don't just walk around with a coffee cup and a t-shirt. Go out there and get yourself a little electric toothbrush or something. Kids can use it with your channel. Go out there and get yourself a little Bluetooth device, some headphones, some earphones. This is the type of stuff that executive producers do. I remember when I remember the guy Jay-Z. He used to be a rapper, but I remember when he tried to hook up with R. Kelly. What he was trying to do is he was trying to merge New York and Chicago kind of hip hop, R&B together. So him and R. Kelly was supposed to do this album. It never happened, but that was genius on his behalf, because he was in the industry and he was trying to be innovative. And Jay-Z was like, I'm gonna do an album, and then we're gonna collaborate with R. Kelly from Chicago. And that would have been a super bad thing. I mean, what I'm saying, in a good sense, if they would have pulled it off. Unfortunately, whatever happened, it didn't happen. So he settled for Kanye West. And then him and Kanye West, both of them together, that's New York and Chicago together, and he was innovative, and he put in that hard work. And then soon after that, everybody else start gobbling up these little Chicago rappers and stuff like that. Right, somewhere around about that time. And he was being innovative. It's not that he invented rap music. It's not that he, was doing something different than everybody else. He was being innovative, and he was like, I'm a merge the two biggest cities, around this little region together. And now the man's a billionaire, damn near, or close to it, because he was being innovative. And this is some of the things we have to do over here, and this is some of the things we're trying to do at Universal Media. And it is hard work. So, if you is out there, respect our hard work, respect our angle, respect where we're going. And if you are a YouTuber or anything like that, it is possible that you can get your own network. But understand, having your own network is not the same as having a YouTube channel. When you are a YouTuber, you're kind of like a slave to YouTube. You have to, it's like a social media slave. They did reports on it. They got documentaries on it. The effects of social media and how people need it and they can't live without it. It's all a mental mind game. And most YouTubers are sucked right in it. They got to stay with the latest content. Oh man, the latest thing Donald Trump said, the latest thing Joe Biden, and whoever the president or whoever, they constantly have to wake up in the morning and search for something to talk about, things like that. And it takes you out of your innovative mode, and it just allows you to figure out little ways and little niche marketing. So when you are an executive producer of your own content on Universal Media, you're not a niche marketer. You are in the world. You are in the game in the world. You see what I'm saying? You are talking to people in Central South America. You're talking to people in Asia. And you're talking to people in Africa. You're talking to the world. So respect our craft. Respect what we do over here. And if you guys are still waiting and still looking for whatever it is you're waiting for, whatever it is you're looking for, if you haven't found it yet, the chances are you're never going to find it. And with that being said, shout out to everybody. Shout out to all the supporters. And as you can see, I'm going to show you one last time, inside. This is the inside of, Universal Media. Most people ain't ever seen that. And right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the language. As you can see, we get our internet speed test, and all these options and things like that is going to get better. So you can always change the language. We got Italian, Portuguese, Espanol, China, Korea, French. I mean, the app is straight up customizable. Well, it's not as customizable as we would like, so I apologize for that. But the app is, it is set up for the world, and it's going to get a lot better. And we're going to be doing a lot more with this stuff. And so, like I said, as a developer, I'm always going to have more channels than than the actual customer. So if you are a customer of UMN TV, and you see that I have 16,000 and you only have 14,000, don't be alarmed. You know, it's just all content and things like that. When it says VODs, that's videos on demands, and that's about 60,000 videos. So we have the database. You see what I'm saying? And so we're collecting our own database and things like that. And it's hard work. You know, we have our little glitches, we have our little things like that. It is hard work, and it's and not saying that it's hard as in hard to do, but in hard work is as is you need to get stuff done every day. Like, we don't get no relaxed days, we don't get no vacation days, we don't get no time off. Like, we constantly doing this stuff. And so also I want to give a shout out to the, to the Global Girls for helping us out with the commercials. Each one of these girls is going to get their own little platform, and they're going to be all clunked together. We got Africans, Asians, we got them all, and and they're gonna change the way you look at TV, because they're going from Instagram to an executive producer of their own program. You see, and that might be a little hard for some people to swallow, but it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. I'm your guy, Ty Dayton, and I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Like and share this right here. This is powerful, and we're about to get better. Don't let these weirdos distract you, disarm you, or mislead you. I'm out of here. Peace.